Before we begin, I would like you to join me in a moment of silence for Quincy firefighter Neil Leonard, who passed away this week. Sergeant at Arms.
Commander.
Form the troops. Come up here.
Commander, the troops are formed. Attention. Post. Post.
Salute. Oh, that doesn't help me. Very well. All right. The national anthem will be sung by ROTC Cadet Celine Jewel Issip. Troops order arms. Will everybody please stand and remain standing for the invocation and the Pledge of Allegiance. Invocation. Invocation.
Uncover.
Good morning, everyone. Please, as ordered, please uncover in honor of our deceased. Today we gather in gratitude, remembrance, and respect. We pause to honor the men and women who gave of themselves in service to this nation, those who stood for duty, sacrifice, freedom, and hope. In this ceremony of flags, we remember those who served our country, whose dedication, patriotism, and service touched this community and this nation. Each flag stands as a symbol of a life remembered for commitment, fellowship, and love of country. May every name carried in our hearts today remind us that no act of service is ever forgotten and no sacrifice is ever made in vain. We honor those who wore the uniform, those who supported them at home, and those who continue the legacy of service through devotion to veterans, community, and nation. May we never forget the courage of those who answered the call, the families who carried silent burdens, and the generations whose lives were shaped by their sacrifice. May this day remind us that freedom is never free. It is preserved through service, protected by sacrifice, and strengthened through remembrance. As we stand together today, may we be guided by wisdom, strengthened by peace, and inspired to live with the same spirit of honor and dedication shown by those we remember. May the memories of the fallen remain forever in our hearts. May their example continue to light our path. And may these flags serve as lasting symbols of gratitude, remembrance, and enduring hope. Amen.
Remain uncovered.
Please join me in reciting the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Cover.
Honored guests, ladies and gentlemen, it is my privilege as commander of the Squadron 294 of the Sons of the American Legion, Cyril P. Morrisette Post, to welcome you today to this Memorial Day commemoration at the Squadron's Flags for Veterans Island here at Fort Square. I'd like to start by thanking and recognizing Master Sergeant John D. Lorenzo for all the hope that he has done in the past 5 years that I have been commander of the Sons, and for all the years he has helped us by providing his ROTC cadets to help us twice a year with the flags and to be present as our color guard at all of our ceremonies over the years. He is finally retiring so he can enjoy some long overdue family time, and we wish him well. Friends, families, and fellow patriots, we gather today on sacred ground to fulfill a promise. We are here to remember. As the commander of the Sons of the American Legion Squadron 294, I am often reminded that our organization was built on a foundation of legacy. We exist because of the service of our parents and our grandparents. We carry their stories, but today we look beyond our own lineage to honor the collective debt we owe to every man and woman who gave their last full measure of devotion to this nation. Memorial Day is not a day for mourning alone. It is a day for solemn gratitude. It is a day to recognize that the freedoms we enjoy, the right to speak our minds, to worship as we choose, and to live in peace, were brought with a price we can never fully repay. From the trenches of Europe to the mountains of Afghanistan and every conflict in between, brave Americans have stepped forward to stand in the gap. They didn't go for glory, they went for us. For the Sons of the American Legion, our mission is clear. Preserving memories, protecting the future. We preserve those memories by speaking the names of the fallen. We protect the future by teaching the next generation that liberty is not a gift, but it is a responsibility. We honor the dead by how we treat the living, by supporting our veterans, caring for our military families, and being citizens worthy of the sacrifices made on our behalf. When you leave here today and enjoy your time with your family, I ask only one thing. Take a moment of silence, look at the flags. Think of the families who have an empty chair at the table today. Their sacrifice is ongoing, and our gratitude must be too. Let us resolve to live our lives in a way that honors their sacrifice. Let us be a people of character, courage, and unity. God bless our fallen heroes, God bless our veterans, and God bless the United States of America. And now I'm pleased to turn over the microphone to our Master of Ceremonies, my good friend, Past Post Commander Heikki Pakala.
Thank you, Commander. And thanks to all of you joining us today, this Memorial Day commemoration, to honor our nation's heroes who have sacrificed it all to safeguard our liberties. As a dual member of both the Sons of the American Legion and the Morrisette Post, as well as past commander, I am honored to help bring this ceremony to you. There's an old adage among veterans that goes something like this. Memorial Day is for heroes that have sacrificed their lives in the defense of liberty. And Veterans Day is for those who have answered the nation's call to defend liberty and our way of life in far-off lands. Another that is often found on bulletin boards states, if you can read this notice, thank a teacher. And if you can read it in English, thank a veteran. We are always honored on these occasions to be joined by elected officials representing Quincy and Massachusetts legislature, and by our own municipal officials led by the most supportive companion of veterans anywhere, our Honorable Mayor Thomas Koch. Mayor, would you like to say a few words?
Good afternoon, everybody. Today I'm joined by State Representative Taki Chan, City Council Walter Hubley, and School Committee Member Catherine Hubley. It's certainly a pleasure and an honor for me to join you each year here. Although I always look for Paul Moody and Joe Brill, we know they're here with us in spirit for sure. This was a great vision of Paul's many, many years ago. Thank the Sons for continuing this tradition. It's very meaningful driving by here, and I'm sure for everybody seeing the red, white, and blue, it invokes something very different. I want to give my debt of gratitude once again to Sergeant John DiLorenzo. We're honoring him this year with the Richard J. Koch Youth Service Award at the Flag Day Parade. We honored him at his banquet the other night, his service in the United States Air Force, but 25 years heading up the ROTC program at North Quincy High School. Sergeant DiLorenzo, thank you once again for your incredible service. This past week, some of you know, we had a visitor who came home, Captain Christopher Hill, who had a number of events this past week. There's rumors he's going to be getting nominated to be an admiral. 1992 grad, North Quincy High School. Just an incredible, another Quincy kid story that serves in our military. This year we're celebrating the 250th of the Declaration of Independence. And I think we should remind ourselves that Quincy, Braintree, Quincy, Weymouth were a big part of that. John Adams and John Quincy Adams. I'm John Hancock. Hancock and Adams are two of the 56 signers of the Declaration of Independence. And keep in mind that at that time, these guys had everything to lose. The 56 signers pledged their lives, fortunes, and their honor. They were doing well. 25 of them were lawyers, 9 owned plantations. They were business owners like John Hancock, all doing very well, extremely wealthy. First time in the history of the world, the revolutionaries had everything to lose. Usually it's nothing to lose and something to gain. How grateful we are for those 56 men who put it on the line. But even more importantly, since that time, every generation, when the country was called on, the men and women responded and defended those ideals and that Constitution for 250 years. How blessed we are to live in this great nation. We have troubles. We certainly have a troubled world. Let's continue to pray for peace. Let's pray for unity in our own country with the division we have. We still have so much more in common as Americans. We should never forget that. So when you hit the pillow tonight, say a prayer for our veterans who are currently serving, defending our way of life, and hopefully defending the peace. God bless.
Thank you, Mayor. Squadron 294 is very proud to be a part of the Story Cyril P. Morrisette Post 294 of the American Legion. I want to thank all past commanders for all their services that they have done. We have quite a few of the members here today, and I'm truly honored to have served with all of you. It's been a great pleasure. Also, we have President of the Ladies Auxiliary, Ellen Quinn. Thank you, Ellen. Also here today, the current director of the Quincy Veterans Services, Christine Cugini. Thank you. Our guest speaker today is Command Master Chief Paul Marshall. I'd like to do a little brief bio of the Chief's services in the Navy. Commander Master Chief Marshall enlisted in the United States Navy in 1991 and retired after 32 years of active duty service in 2023. The first 23 years, he served as a flight line aircraft electrician, quality assurance and production manager in 8 squadrons. The last 9 years, he served as a senior enlisted leader for 3 commands. Master Chief Marshall deployed 3 times in his career to Balad, Iraq, where he served as a helicopter command squadron that supported special warfare operations, and to Pohang, South Korea, in support of airborne mine countermeasures. Additionally, he has to Kosovo, Iraqi freedom, and enduring freedom. He was stationed on 7 different bases to include Naval Air Station South Weymouth. His awards include the Meritorious Service Medal, the Navy Marine Corps Commendation Medal 6, Navy Marine Corps Achievement Medal 6, and various other personal unit services awards. Currently, he assists veterans agents in Braintree Veteran Services and covers the towns of Braintree, Holbrook, Avon, assisting veterans and their families with federal and state and total benefits and resources. Please give us a great welcome for Chief Master Sergeant Paul Marshall.
I had to look at my watch. Good afternoon, everybody. Thank you, the Morrisette American Legion Post 294, the City of Quincy, for allowing me to speak today as we remember Memorial Day. My name is Paul Marshall. As I said, I'm a Navy veteran of 32 years of active duty service. Additionally, I assist the veteran service officer for the towns of Braintree, Holbrook, and Avon. It is an honor to stand before you today on this solemn and sacred day. As veterans, we know that we gather not for barbecues, sales, or unofficial start of summer. We gather to remember. As we gather to honor, we gather to pay tribute to the men and women who gave the last full measure of devotion to this country. We gather for Memorial Day. It is a day that I fear too many fellow Americans have forgotten. In the hustle and bustle of modern life, in the pursuit of leisure and recreation, the true measure of Memorial Day can get lost. It becomes just another day off or another reason for a long weekend. But for those who have served, for those who have lost friends, and for the brother and sister in arms, it's so much more. It's a day etched in blood, forged in sacrifice, and hallowed by the memory of heroes. It's a day to walk among silent rows of white stones in our national cemeteries, read the names etched in granite, and to feel the profound absence of those who should be standing here with us today. Today we think of the young men who stormed the beaches in Normandy, not for glory, but to defend the free world. We remember the American warriors who fought side by side in the frozen hills of Korea, not for conquest, but for the survival of democracy. We honor the young Americans who fought in the jungles and the rice paddies in Vietnam, not for ideology, but for their comrades. And we remember the American heroes, male and females, who fell in the deserts of Iraq and Afghanistan, not for oil, but for the safety of our nation. The people we honor today were sons and daughters, husbands and wives, fathers and mothers, brothers and sisters. These were ordinary people called to arms who did extraordinary things. They left behind families, dreams, and future, all for something larger than themselves. They died so we may live. And that, my friends, is why we must remember. We must remember the true cost of our freedom, that we owe them a debt that we can never, ever repay. We must remember that freedom is not free, and it was purchased with the blood of our nation's truest patriots. We must remember all this, not just today, but every day. It's important that we teach our children their names and their stories, and that we visit their memorials and keep their memories alive. And we must continue to support their families and honor their legacy. If we forget, if we stop telling their stories, we dishonor them and their sacrifices and diminish their courage. If we forget, we risk repeating the mistakes of the past. So on this Memorial Day, I ask you to join us. Take a moment of silence, say a prayer, visit a cemetery, fly your American flag proudly, and mostly remember. Remember our nation's heroes and their sacrifice. Remember their legacy and the families they left behind. And let us resolve together to live lives worthy of their sacrifice, to build a nation worthy of their devotion, and to ensure that their memory lives on forever. Thank you.
Sergeant of Arms,
Sir.
please escort the Command Master Chief Paul Marshall and Commander Bajudo to place a memorial wreath at the base of the flagpole to honor all members of armed forces of the United States of America who gave their lives in service to their country. Following the sellout of over 400 flags for this island, each of which was purchased to honor a particular veteran. We started our Veterans Bricks program since its inception, over 700 bricks, with the name, rank, and branch of service for each veteran, as inscribed by Quincy's own Monty's Granite Company, have been installed and are now presented in the new patio format alongside 3 magnificent flag poles, all courtesy of Mayor Koch and the city of Quincy. The effort that goes into making the island is such a special place can hardly be measured. From its founding by our late long-term squadron commander, Paul Moody, to our current squadron commander, Dave Picciuto. His officers and all their hard work, plus the irreplaceable work of many volunteers from the North Quincy High School Air Force Junior ROTC Unit 841, the whole production is amazing. Officer of the Day.
Sir.
Report for roll call of the deceased honorees. In these ceremonies, we will only read aloud the names of our comrades or others with ties to the Morrisette Post or the 294 Squadron who have passed away in the last year. Sergeant of Arms,
Sir.
please respond to all absent. James Murphy.
Absent.
Millie Cox.
Absent.
James Brown.
Absent.
Michael Moriarty.
Absent.
Ralph Mayer.
Absent.
Francis Bellotti.
Absent.
Donald Zamagini.
Absent.
Nicholas Miller.
Absent.
It is customary in any Memorial Day commemoration. I will now invite Mark Conley to recite the most famous poem written by Colonel John McCree, MD, Canadian Army at Erps, Belgium in 1915.
In Flanders Fields by John McCrae. In Flanders Fields, the poppies blow, between the crosses, row on row, that mark our place, and in the sky, the larks, still bravely singing, fly, scarce heard among the guns below. We are the dead, short days ago, we lived, felt dawn, saw sunset glow, loved and were loved, and now we lie in Flanders Fields. Take up our quarrel with the foe. To you, from failing hands we throw. The torch, be yours to hold it high. If we break faith with us who die, we shall not sleep, though poppies grow in Flanders Field.
We are grateful to all Quincy veterans with their friends and families and guests who have joined us today, including our comrades from the Morrisette Post and other posts. Special thanks to the Color Guard, our combined Color Guard of the Morrisette Post, Quincy's finest, our Police Color Guard and their Honor Guard of the North Quincy High School Air Force Junior ROTC Unit 841, under the command and direction of Master Sergeant D. Lorenzo. We are also grateful to the assistance of the Quincy City Department, who in our programs all year round, the Mayor's Office, the City Council, Police, Fire, and Public Works and Parks Departments. We are most grateful to all of you and thank you for all your support. I now turn over the microphone to Commander Dave Pisciuto, Sons of the American Legion, Squadron 294.
The chaplain will now offer the benediction. Uncover.
Let us close in remembrance and gratitude. May the spirit of those we honor today remain always in our hearts. May their devotion to country, community, and one another continue to inspire us in the days ahead. As these flags stand in tribute, may they remind us of that service, sacrifice, and patriotism, and that it endures beyond a single lifetime. Grant us wisdom to cherish the freedoms entrusted to us, strength to support one another, and peace in the knowledge that those who we remember today shall never be forgotten. May their memories remain a blessing, and may this nation always strive to be worthy of their sacrifice. Amen.
Cover. Sergeant at Arms.
Commander.
Bring the troops to attention. Present arms.
Troops, attention. Present arms.
In honor of all our deceased heroes, the bugler will now sound taps. As we are about to close these proceedings, we invite all you to join us afterwards for some refreshments at the Morrisette Post. Sergeant at Arms,
Sir.
bring the troops to order.
Troops, order arms. Order. Orders.
Dismissed.
Dismissed.
Thank you for showing up today. I appreciate all of you for making this a beautiful day. Thank you.